Well, hello there, friends. So this is the place where you belong. Hey, look, I got a great suggestion from Tim Brown 2637 in the comments. He says, what happens when the bobbin runs out in the middle of what you're sewing? Also, thank you for the tip on changing thread colors. I never thought of that. Okay, so what happens when the bobbin runs out in the middle of what you're sewing? Well, I'll be showing you here in a minute, so stay tuned. First, we're going to answer the question, what is a bobbin? So what we're talking about today is the wonderful world of bobbins. So if you're new to the world of upholstery, or you're new to sewing machines like this is what we're going to be talking about today is what is a bobbin and what is its purpose and how can we be using it in stitching and different stitch styles and what happens when you run out of a bobbin. So here we go. The bobbin is exactly 1/2 of the stitch. So what you have is you have a top thread right here that comes from the top, and then you have your bottom thread. The bottom thread comes from the bobbin. I use a hook tool like this, which helps me open up the door right here to give me access to the bobbin carriage. So I have big fat fingers, so it's not always easy for me to take the bobbin out, so I just use the hook tool to take it out. Just like that. So what I do is I get my bobbins pre-wound like this. They come in a box, but you might not have access to something like that, but maybe what you do have is you have a empty bobbin metal spool like this one right here. And this is what we're going to be using for my demonstration. So pretty much for 45 years, I've never had to do this, but I'm going to do this for you guys. So let's see. I'm going to assume that probably what I do is let's go ahead and give this a place here to thread through. Okay, next, I believe, literally, I'm not lying to you. I've never done this before. So we're doing this together. Okay, so this is a tensioner right here. And we'll go ahead and put this thread through the arm right there. Okay, we got that much going on. It's looking pretty good. Okay, now I think what we're going to be doing is, let's see what direction this machine rotates. Let's see. There we go. So this is where we're going to be putting the bobbin. So I can see it's going clockwise. Okay. So I'm going to hold the thread like this. I'm going to wind it myself. Okay, so if it's going clockwise, I guess we want this to go counterclockwise, wouldn't we? So let's put that on there. Lock that down. Let's see what happens. I'm going to hit the throttle. And it seems to be doing its thing, huh? Oh yeah, look at that. Sure is. Look at that. Wow. Might not ever have to buy bobbins again. Just make my own, huh? I guess it would be pros and cons to that. If you're doing production, I can't see where you'd want to be doing this all the time. So I think I would probably rather have a pre-wound spool like this. Okay, but I guess if you have, the bottom thread is almost never seen anyway. But if it just happened to be seen, maybe you want to go and change your color, maybe red or yellow or whatever color. I just happened to grab the black because it was there. But let's just say it's yellow or red or something. And then you can wind up your own bobbin. Look at that. I guess let's see what happens if I go faster. Nothing's exploding. I guess it's doing its thing, isn't it? Let's check it. So it looks like. Well, it looks like it did the job From what I'm seeing right here, looks like it did. So now would be a great time to hit that like button. So like. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so something happened here. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. Maybe you can put it in comments. That doesn't look right there. That's interesting. I didn't see that happen at all. But if you have any ideas, let me know in comments. Some machines have a top load bobbin right here. In some machines, they will have a side load bobbin. So the side bobbin carriage is going to be like in this area right here underneath the sewing table. But today we're working with a top load. Now to load a bobbin. So what I do is I go counterclockwise like this. Okay, let's go ahead and put it inside the bobbin carriage. Counterclockwise. Okay, then right here is going to be a little channel that the thread feeds through right there. That's what makes the tension on the thread. Go ahead and close that. Now what I'll do is I'll hold the top thread, and by hand I'm going to rotate that needle, and the hook right here is going to pick up that thread like that, and then I'll take my little tool and I will hook that bobbin thread, pull it out, go ahead and close the door. Now I got my two threads. They're ready to go. Just like that. So now let's go ahead and do a couple sew outs right here. So I'm going to go ahead and lower my foot right there. Usually what I do is I hold on to both threads before I start a stitch. Okay, now let's go ahead and inspect that stitch. So what I am seeing, remember I'm using the bottom thread, the bobbin is black, and that's what we're looking at right here. This is the bottom. Okay, so the top thread is it's called beaver. It's a neutral color. It's kind of like a tannish brown. So we have that on the top. We have the black on the bottom. So you can go ahead and pull on that, and you can see that's what makes a stitch. What you witnessed was technique number 71. Let's see what happens if I don't hold those threads. Let's see. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Oh, that one did. Try it again. That one works. Of course, I'm showing you guys, trying to show you something, and it's not performing the way I thought it would. There we go, got it. Okay, so what we got, and I didn't hold the thread. We're going to show you here in a second what that means. Okay, we are going to look at the back now. And this is where I didn't hold the thread. You see, sometimes it'll make a mess like that. Sometimes it's a huge mess. It looks like a rat's nest right here. And it sounds horrible when it's going through the machine. But that's what happens is the top thread, it ends up bunching up down here on the bottom. And it's just a nasty thing. So anyway, that's why it's always been a habit as far as I can remember. But sometimes I forget too. But what I try to do is I try to hold the threads before I start the stitch. So if you do that, I guarantee you 100% of the time that it'll never bunch up on you on the back. Next, I'm going to demonstrate what happens if you happen to run out. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, comments. He didn't lock his stitch. Okay, so I locked my stitch. Okay, so we're going to demonstrate on a top stitch. So I'm just going to sew these two pieces together. Lock my stitches. I know. So now let's go ahead and do a top stitch. So let's say you're doing your top stitch. You don't have to lock in your top stitch because the two pieces of material are already put together. Oh, by the way, I was going to do what some people call a French stitch, but there's a lot of controversy about French stitch and how it's done. So I don't even call it a French stitch anymore. Some people call it a double top stitch. I think I'm just going to call it a freedom stitch. One of my viewers, he suggested I just call it a freedom stitch, so here we go. So anyway, we're cruising along, right? We're doing our top stitch, and all of a sudden you realize either the machine is sounding funny or you're just punching holes now and you ran out of bobbin. Okay, so you're halfway through your stitch. Okay, so this is going to be technique number 99. Okay, let's say that you ran out of bobbin. Okay, but you're halfway through the stitch. What are you going to do? Okay, this is what I do. Some guys, okay, I'll tell you what some guys do. What they'll do is they'll just pick up the stitch. They'll go ahead and start stitching again. They won't even put it in the same hole. They'll just start stitching again. And they'll even lock the stitch. So you see a locked stitch right there. And then they continue. But I'm going to tell you what I think is a better way. So what I do is I take my hook tool again. Okay. I loosen up the last stitch. I pull through the bobbin stitch. Okay, I grab the top stitch like that. Then what I do is I hand tie it. You guys are going to love this. If you didn't know about this, you're going to love it. Wait till you try it. Okay, let's just tie that one off. Right? Okay, now let's go ahead and continue where we left off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the needle down in that last hole right there. And this is also really important to hold that top thread. Okay, let's go ahead and continue our stitch. Okay, so next what we're going to do, check our result. Okay, so where did I start and where did I stop? Okay, because we're looking so close, I can actually see it. Can you see it? Right there. But you know what? If you're standing back, I mean, you know, we're not using a microscope all the time, right? But so if you step back, you can see that it pretty much just disappears. Just try it yourself. Maybe you can do a cleaner job than I did. I'm kind of surprised that it looks like that. Most of the time you can't really see it. Okay, just to see if I can get a better result, I'm challenging myself here. Let's see what happens. Darn it, ran out of bobbin. So when you do run out of bobbin, it's really important to say the word darn it. That's part of the process. So let's go ahead and pull this top thread and tie this one off so you guys get the benefit. Now watching me do this twice. What do you think? Are we going to get a better result this time? I sure hope so. Okay, let's continue where we left off. Make sure you have enough top thread there. Okay, I'm going to put the needle down in the last hole. Hold the thread. Now keep in mind, this is a highly contrasting color against this color of material. So if you're really looking for a flaw, you're probably going to find one. So let's go ahead and tie this off. You know, if you've never seen this before and you're learning something, hopefully you can take this with you for the rest of your life. You'll always remember this moment, right? Okay, let's do the inspection. Can you see it this time? Oh, okay, maybe I can see it. Okay, I think I can see it right there. But you know what? That looks a lot better than somebody starting and stopping a stitch and locking the stitch and everything. But, you know, no, tell me, what do you think? So now I'm curious. Let's take out this pre-wound bobbin. Let's take our wound bobbin that we made earlier. Well, it does look messy. Let's go ahead and put that in. Lock that down, hold the top thread, do one rotation by hand, pick up that bottom thread like that. Now we can close the door. Let's go ahead and sew something. Now let's inspect our stitch. Okay, so this is the one that we just did with our homemade bobbin. So that is the, wow, that was the bottom thread. Okay, that's actually the black here is the bobbin thread. We're looking at the bottom. That's the bobbin thread. This is the top thread right here. Looking pretty good. Not bad. Which do you think you would prefer? Let me know in comments. Would it be the homemade bobbin or pre-wound bobbin? And let me know which one that you use. So who's the winner? The homemade bobbin? Okay. Or the pre-wound bobbin? Okay, so judging by those of you out there that like this one or like this one, I guess we have our choice. So you can do me a huge favor and go over to my channel and start binge watching. Until next time, we'll see ya. If you like this video, you'll really like the next one.